Good afternoon. My name is Julie McMullen, and I am the Vice President Academic and Provost here at Mount St. Vincent University. Welcome. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the Mi'kmaq people of the territory on which we meet. Mount St. Vincent University is built on unceded Mi'kmaq territory. We also pay respect to the Mi'kmaq knowledge embedded in this land and to the elders, past, present, and future. Please be seated. Today's event is being celebrated on social media. We invite you to join us in using the hashtag MSVUgrads, that's MSVUGRADS, all one word. You can log into our secure wireless using Mount as the username and the password Convocation19. We are pleased to see children in the audience. I see some waving over there. Yes. And we welcome their presence today, and we are very happy to have them included in part of this very important celebration. At this time, I would like to invite Sister Patricia Wilson to the podium for our invocation.
We gather today to rejoice with the graduates of 2019. As we come to this time of endings and beginnings, we give thanks for the days, months, and years that have passed. As gratitude mixes with joy, we think of the future and of the possibilities for living for the common good, where everyone and every day will be placed in a circle of hope. We come today to envision and pray for that time when all that has divided us will merge into unity, where compassion will be wedded to power, where softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind, and no person will be subject to another's will. When everyone will be enriched and free, and diversity will be lived unchallenged, and the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. All will share equally in the earth's abundance. All will care for the sick, the weak, and the elders. All will nourish the young. All will cherish life's creatures. All will live in harmony with each other and the earth. In this vision, everywhere will be called the place where life begins again. This creation of the future is within our power. We ask for our graduates and each one of us the courage and grace to bring it to reality as we use our gifts and our education well for the life of us all. So be it. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Pat. It's now my great pleasure to invite Dr. Mary Bluchard, President and Vice Chancellor of Mount St. Vincent University, to the podium for her welcome remarks and to address our graduates.
Good afternoon and welcome. Good afternoon. Board Chair McGuire, Chancellor O'Keefe, government representatives, student union representatives, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, graduates, alumni, families, and friends. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to Mount St. Vincent University's Fall 2019 Convocation. At our Convocation ceremonies today, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of more than 380 of our students from 18 different countries. They have completed their required courses of study and now receive their certificates, diplomas, and degrees from 31 programs. 48 students are graduating with distinction, and 1 student is graduating with first-class honors. 16 students will receive a Senate Award of Distinction as they graduate with distinction and highest aggregate in their diploma or bachelor's program. We're very proud of today's graduates, and on behalf of the entire Mount community, I congratulate all of you on achieving your academic goals here at the Mount. I'm delighted to see so many members of the Mount family counted among today's graduates, student athletes, volunteers, students' union members, and some of our own staff members. It is a privilege to join you in today's celebration. Also joining our students are 2 exceptional individuals who will serve as an inspiration for our graduates, an inspiration for all of us as they accept honorary degrees. Dr. Lou Massa, a renowned chemist and physicist who has made groundbreaking contributions to the field of quantum crystallography. Louise Bradley is a health sector leader who has had a transformational impact on mental health care for Canadians. We are so pleased to welcome them to the Mount family. We conferred Dr. Massa's honorary degree this morning and will honor Ms. Bradley this afternoon. Graduates, today you celebrate the end of an exciting, but no doubt also challenging at times, journey. And we, your family, friends, and Mount community celebrate heartily with you. As you look back on your time at the Mount, may you do so with great fondness for the people you've met, friends, mentors, outstanding faculty and staff, the places you've been, the knowledge and skills you've acquired. Certainly, the Mount community is stronger because each one of you has been a part of it. Ours really is a very special university. Mount St. Vincent University is a gem in Canada, a university with unparalleled social impact at home, across the country, and around the world, an agent of social change. In fact, we've been breaking ground since our very beginning. When the Mount was established in 1873, it was one of the only institutions of higher education for women in Canada. At a time when women could not vote, the Mount provided an opportunity for women to learn and participate equally in society. Today, we continue to lead in areas of critical focus to the world, some long-standing, some emerging, and others shifting. And you, our students, our graduates, are ready to lead like no others. You have been part of service-based learning opportunities through which you've shared your time, your talents with local communities in need. You've worked in laboratories and in the field with faculty researchers who are world leaders in areas from Alzheimer's disease to infant nutrition and topics in between, too numerous to name. You've learned the powers of critical inquiry and the value of a multiplicity of perspectives. And it is my hope that you've also learned the importance of a strong emphasis on equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility. Graduates, wherever your professional journeys may take you, I hope you will champion equity and inclusion at every turn. Indeed, the Mount was founded on a commitment to equality and inclusion. It's been a part of us since our very beginning. and it's an area in which we are passionately committed to continuing to lead. Across our university, countless individuals and groups are advancing these principles in their work. Mount faculty are leading research efforts and collaborations in Aboriginal affairs, women in STEM, international relations, gender studies, gender identity, early childhood, and youth in care, to name just a few. Just this past August, the Honourable Christy Duncan, then Federal Minister of Science and Sport, named the Mount as the only Nova Scotian university, and I repeat that, the only Nova Scotian university, and one of only 17 universities nationally, selected to participate in the federal government's New Dimensions program, focused on fostering research excellence through increased equity, diversity, and inclusion, and I thank Dr. Gail McDonald, our AVP Research. As well, we recently struck a Students of African Descent Advisory Committee to guide efforts across the university community to empower and engage Black students of African descent. We've also created an advisory committee to put important emphasis on consultation, services, resources, and educational opportunities towards ensuring an inclusive and supportive campus for those who identify as two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual. This spring, we completed several accessibility improvements in this auditorium, rendering this very stage accessible via leveled access, installing a new fully accessible washroom nearby, and enhancing accessible parking adjacent to this building. These upgrades are part of a bigger effort on ongoing evolution that won't stop here. And these excellent examples just mentioned represent but a few of the many EDI-focused efforts underway here at the Mount. Are we there yet? No. There is, and perhaps always will be, much work remaining. But we are committed to this journey and continuing to lead. Yes, we're deeply committed. And we are well positioned to lead in Universities Canada. Let me assure you, we are a small wonder, but we do have a seat at the big table. There truly is a place for everyone at Mount St. Vincent University, and it is a privilege to lead a university like the Mount. From elementary school classrooms across Nova Scotia to boardrooms around the globe, our graduates are making change in the world. Graduands, I know you will join them and make your own waves. Please stay connected to the Mount. Continue to be invested in the evolution of your university. Continue to challenge us as we've challenged you, and come home often to visit. Before I wrap up, I'd like to extend a special welcome to a trio of new senior leaders at the Mount, for whom this is their first convocation. We are thrilled to have these exceptional individuals as part of our team. Dr. Julie McMullen, our new VP Academic and Provost. Mastanzer Nadim, our new Vice President Administration. And Dr. Carrie Dawson, our new Dean of Arts and Science. Welcome to all of you. I now invite each of you, graduands, to join me in thanking the Mount faculty and staff who have guided your growth and learning. You have been taught and supported by the very best, as well as the family and friends who have supported you throughout your time with us. Let's give them a big round of applause. Finally, I would like to acknowledge all of the people who have worked to prepare for today's ceremony. Ceremonies such as this do not just happen. These folks are phenomenal. And without their hard work and commitment to making this day special for you and your families and all of us, our celebration would not be possible. So let's thank those that have made it happen today. Graduands, today we thank you, we celebrate you, and we bid you farewell. Confident that your future will be enriched as a result of your time here at the Mount. And we look forward to having you as long-term member of the Mount family as our alumni. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Bluchard. Now I would like to invite Dr. Derek Fisher from our psychology program to the podium to present the honorary degree candidate, Louise Bradley.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Madam Board Chair, Madam Chancellor, Madam President, distinguished guests, faculty, graduands, families, and friends. It is my honor and great pleasure to present to you Louise Bradley for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Louise Bradley is the current President and CEO of the Mental Health Commission of Canada, a position that she has held since 2010. In this role, she has fought to change attitudes towards mental illness and to improve mental health care in this country. It is no exaggeration to say that for the past decade, she has been one of, if not the most important leader in advocating for the mental health of all Canadians. Louise Bradley's leadership and effectiveness in this domain has been recognized through many awards, including receiving the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal for contribution to Canadian mental health in 2012, and being invested as a member of the Order of Canada in 2019, this country's highest civilian honor. When you think of Louise Bradley and you know, to speak of her, there are so many superlatives that come to mind. There are so many qualities that we could talk about. But you know, I've been told there is a time limit, so I'm going to limit it to 3: innovation, compassion, and dedication. Now, I've no doubt that Louise Bradley's history of being an innovator precedes this, but I'll start with her work as a mental health nurse and administrator of the Mental Health Division within Valley Health Services Association in the Annapolis Valley here in Nova Scotia. It was here that she was instrumental in establishing the Fundy Mental Health Clinic. This clinic was regarded as being forward-thinking and really ahead of its time in the provision of mental health services. Additionally, during this time, Louise conducted important research on the therapeutic atmosphere in psychiatric wards that led to important changes in the way that treatment was being delivered. Subsequently, Louise worked as Assistant Executive Director of the Nova Scotia Hospital, where she took on a lead role in the building of the East Coast Forensic Hospital. And then there was way ahead of the curve in developing one of the first forensic programs, not based on incarceration, essentially a hold and secure, but psychosocial rehabilitation, truly trying to help those people who would be placed in the hospital. Additionally, this project itself was hugely innovative as it was the first P3, the first private-public partnership institution in Nova Scotia. Following on, including a directorship at the East Coast Forensic Hospital, including health leadership positions in Alberta, Louise moved over to the Mental Health Commission of Canada and that role as president and CEO. And while there, she's been instrumental in the development and oversight of innovative programs, including Canada's first national mental health strategy. Louise also recognized that one of the greatest barriers to people receiving effective mental health treatment is coming forward in the first place. Accordingly, she has led a 10-year campaign to reduce the stigma and discrimination associated with mental illness, yielding incredible results that have helped more people find the help that they need. Finally, one particular innovation that is directly relevant to all of us in this room is focused on the mental health of post-secondary students. It's named the Inquiring Mind Post-Secondary, or TIM-PS. This program trains students in universities and colleges to develop the coping and resilience strategies they need and to help support their peers who may be in need. This is timely and leading-edge work that is so needed at a time when campuses are struggling to meet the need for access to mental health care, while also recognizing that those in need may feel more comfortable approaching their peers when they need support. Unless you think that her influence is limited to Canada, many of these strategies have been recognized and integrated internationally. As one of her nominators writes, in the complex field of mental health, Louise has been able to break down barriers. She is a navigator, a negotiator, a listener, and a builder, creating partnerships with people and organizations nationally and globally. I understand that to improve our health system requires innovative, lateral thinking. That is what Louise Bradley brings to the table with her whole heart and fierce mind. As alluded to in that quote, one could argue that Louise Bradley's innovativeness is grounded in her compassion, her whole heart, so to speak. As another of her nominators writes, she is not only someone who advocates for mental health, she is also someone who lives her values for herself and for the people she works with and cares about. Louise has worked tirelessly to make sure that mental health treatment and support are available to all Canadians and that no one is left behind. This is exemplified through her work focusing on students, through the TIMPS, through workers, through the development of the psychological safety standard, which is the mental health equivalent of the occupational health and safety standard. It is also exemplified through efforts to recognize that while the impacts of trauma on mental health is a major issue in our military, the need to provide support also extends to frontline workers like police officers. And through this, there have been collaborations with the Canadian Association of Police Chiefs, among others. To my mind, one of the most striking examples of Louise Bradley's vision and compassion is her collaborative work with the First Nations of Canada. As another nominator writes, she has been particularly driven to make visible the excessive burden carried by Indigenous communities, among other groups, as it relates to the incidence of mental illness, addiction, suicide, poverty, and other marginalizing factors. Louise Bradley has been a vocal leader in pointing out that these factors, as well as the interconnected factor of intergenerational trauma, affects the mental health of all Indigenous people, and has put forward that this includes males, who are not always part of the conversation and may be less likely to seek help. Additionally, Louise has also recognized that mental health issues do not disappear once one travels north of the 60th parallel, and has done important work with Inuit communities to create and provide culturally sensitive and culturally respectful mental health strategies, including a suicide prevention strategy for Inuit youth. Through her compassion for others, Louise has done incredible work to advance the goal of providing mental health supports for all. And while we celebrate the successes that Louise Bradley has had, often missing from these descriptions are the uphill battle for these to occur. All of these victories were hard won. As a scientist who works in the field of mental health and mental illness, I can tell you that while these are increasingly critical issues, they're also often overlooked. This is exemplified by the fact that mental health funding is only a fraction of that received by other health domains. Despite this, Louise Bradley has shown incredible perseverance in fighting for the mental health of all Canadians every day, despite the challenges that that work entails. She's worked tirelessly to raise awareness, to reduce stigma, and to develop new strategies. As another of her nominators write, and I realize I'm saying another of her nominators, but it seems like just about everyone who knew her couldn't wait to tell you how amazing she was, or she is. She's still here. Louise has the energy of an Energizer bunny and never stops trying to get the message out in Canada and the world. To me, to see this level of dedication, it occurs that the efforts are less of a job and more of a vocation or a calling. And it's only through such resolve that we're able to see the gains that we have seen over the past decade. And again, as someone who works in this area, we've seen major hard-won gains over the decade. And you know, we can place a lot of our thanks at the feet of Ms. Bradley. Louise is a leader, and we are very fortunate to have her working for our betterment. At this point, I mean, there are many more examples I could give. There are many more platitudes that could be said. But for now, let me say, Louise Bradley exemplifies innovation, compassion, and dedication, and in her personification of these qualities, she represents the best of us. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I ask you to bestow upon Louise Bradley the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Just step over here. You face them. On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Louise Bradley, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Is that okay? You feel all right? Yep. Okay. Can you take a picture?
Please join me in welcoming Mount St. Vincent's newest alumna, Dr. Louise Bradley, to the podium to give the convocation address to the graduates.
Well, thank you. I hardly recognized myself there. Before I begin my remarks, I would just like to acknowledge that we are on Mi'kmaq territory. Mount St. Vincent is built on unceded territory, and to pay respect to elders past and present, and acknowledge strength and resilience of Indigenous people on this land. So it is indeed a very big honor to be accepting this citation today. But more than that, it's a rare privilege to have the opportunity to address you at this moment in time, as you all have so much more to write in a book going forward. Congratulations to every single one of you. Now, some of you are here because good fortune has smiled on you. You have supportive families proudly looking on, and the benefit of a childhood and adolescence cushioned by a safety net of friends, parents, and relatives. Some of you are here despite your circumstances. You persevered through challenges, overcame obstacles, and displayed a resiliency that has allowed you to thrive against the odds. But regardless of how you came to be here today, you all have something in common, and that is the ability to nurture your resilience. I believe this is one of the most important things that you can do to set yourself up for success. But let me be clear about something. True resilience does not come from self-help books any more than reading blogs on a healthy lifestyle will make you more fit. We live in an age of anxiety. You've grown up in an era of smartphones, Instagram, instant everything. There are many pluses to having the world at your fingertips, but there are also some drawbacks. Changing your photo filter, curating your stories, building a following of Facebook friends doesn't root you in the kind of meaningful community that can hone your resilience. The kind of community that comes to your aid when you're sick, shovels your driveway during a storm, bakes you a casserole when you're grieving. Those tangible acts of compassion mean a whole lot more than the 100 likes or the 1,000 shares. Your time is precious. Use it wisely. At the Mental Health Commission of Canada, we have a saying, a home, a job, a friend. We believe these are fundamental tenets of mental wellness. Cultivating a nurturing community, building supportive relationships, using your talents for meaningful work, these are more likely to contribute to your fulfillment than today's pop culture of self-improvement. So as you go out in the world, know this: you're going to be challenged, and you're going to experience defeat. I worry that raising children to believe failure is not an option, and hence passing them from one grade to the next, regardless of achievement, because we fear holding them back may damage their confidence, is a disservice. Now, I know that's a risky thing to say, given that most of you are education graduates. But the truth is, I think, is that by doing that, we're robbing children of the growth potential that comes from discovering your failures do not define you. It also prevents them from savoring the sweetest kind of success, the hard-won kind. There are times when you will fail, and perhaps some of you have already experienced it here at the Mount. Maybe you failed an exam for the first time, or maybe you broke up with your high school sweetheart. We will all experience loss, and most of us experience and survive heartache. That is why resilience is the single most important trait you can develop. It's an amazing thing. It's the thing that allows us to not only work through challenges, but to come out stronger on the other side. But it may not be the thing that you are thinking. Yes, we can practice daily gratitude, and that's very important. We can leverage mindfulness and push ourselves to set small goals and work toward them daily. But when tragedy strikes, we need more than a glass half full attitude, albeit that's very important. It is said that it takes a village, and I think that's true. We live and sometimes die by the kindness and empathy shown to us, by the services we can access in our communities. Just ask the brilliant Michael Unger, who's here in Halifax at Dalhousie, who leads the Resiliency Research Center. His research proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that the power of positive thinking, while very important, only takes you so far. Last May, he wrote a brilliant piece in the Globe and Mail, and these were some of his comments. A positive attitude may be required to take advantage of opportunities as you find them, but no amount of positive thinking on its own is going to help you survive a natural disaster, a bad workplace, or childhood abuse. He goes on to say, change your world first by finding the relationships that nurture you, the opportunity to use your talents, and the places where you experience community, governmental support, and social justice. Given he's got science on his side, his wisdom also has the benefit of being true. Another thing that we know at the Commission, as you heard, we've been studying studying stigma and researching it for the last 10 years. And what we have learned is that sharing stories with our peers is the greatest way of fostering compassion and breaking down stigma. And that's why I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you today. When I was studying for my master's degree in Boston, my life kind of got turned upside down. My best friend, Marcia, died by suicide. Marcia is a graduate of Mount St. Vincent University, and she was my chosen family. I'd been tossed around, you see, as a child, from home to home, growing up in Newfoundland. It's what we now call adverse childhood experiences. I didn't know the name for it back then. I just thought it was a little bit tough and I needed to get on with it. And then at age 12, I ended up being in hospital for several weeks. And it was the help of a caring child psychiatrist who divined my distress. And I really did think he divined it because I thought he was a magician, that he could read my mind without me telling him what I was really thinking. Our social safety nets are far from perfect, but in this instance, my free fall he helped me before I hit the ground. Without that intervention, I shudder to think of my future or lack thereof. So here's another little piece of advice. When you are struggling, reach out and get whatever supports that you can. Pound on doors, go to peer support groups, consider therapy if you can afford it, and lobby your government to fund it where it won't. That psychotherapies are not funded is a stain on our universal system of healthcare, but that's for another day. Sharing your story is hard, believe me. I was reading through my notes this morning, and I thought, Louise, are you really going to do this? You see, it's not easy to make yourself vulnerable. Just last week, I was speaking at a conference in front of 600 plus psychiatrists and other clinical therapists from 63 countries. I swallowed my fear and laid bare my lived experience with trauma and mental illness. Afterwards, several people came up to talk to me, but it was one particular woman that got my attention. She had tears streaming down her face. And she said to me, despite her being a clinical professional, she said, you know, things were looking pretty bleak for me, and you've given me hope. I was absolutely floored. So if sharing my story gives even one person, just one, the hope they need to put one foot in front of another, then it's worth the every anxious moment that I've experienced, even as this hat is falling down on my face. Changing our world to make resources more available, to knit tighter social safety nets, to create safe places for people who are vulnerable, will create people who are more able to cope with life's challenges. It will foster the kind of resiliency that lets people bounce back from life's toughest knocks. After Marcia died, I felt the searing pangs of guilt and the anger of abandonment. I didn't muscle my way through that hellish tunnel of self-loathing and racking grief all by myself. I didn't come out on the other side by some fluke of innate resilience. I had a dean of nursing who observed my pain, and she acted on it. Within days of me returning back to school, at her insistence, I was connected with a therapist with whom, even today, I communicate. She gave me a portal through which to understand my grief and to make the connections to earlier losses. She showed me how to turn adversity into advocacy and set me on a path that led me here, to be with you today. And I'm very fortunate to say that I've had other positive influences in my life, along with the amazing friends that are here with me today and my family that are watching. I have wonderful bosses. John Murphy, from whom I learned servant leadership. Anne McGuire. She opened doors for me because she had confidence in my abilities before I did. But I should tell you, I did not ace the first interview. I'd be lying if I said that it didn't bother me a little at the time. But you know what? She called 6 months later and offered me a job. And I took it, and I was very happy to take it because it was gratitude born from second chances. And sometimes those are more important than the ones we ace. There are many others. I have to say I couldn't name them all, but I'm delighted today that the chair of our board of the commission, Chuck Bruce, and another board director, Cheryl Fraser, is here. So suffice it to say, choose your bosses wisely. They have a tendency to show up when you least expect it. I would not have achieved what I have without the love, support, and kindness of friends, extended family, colleagues, and mentors who believed I was worth investing in even when I questioned my own value. Over time, I channeled my grief and I turned it into a force for good. Suicide prevention has become something of a vocation for me. And it's because every day I remember Marcia and her unfulfilled potential. Every day I honor her legacy by working to bring greater resources and more supports to communities where people are suffering and dying. It isn't always easy to see these life events as opportunities for growth, but that is exactly what they are. They challenge us to rethink our priorities and sometimes even recast our future and in service of greater good. So, as you go out into the world, build a community of chosen families, friends, and colleagues who are on your side no matter what. Put down your phones and talk. Make face-to-face connections. Find mentors in your field and learn from them. Find work that matters to you and pursue it with the same intensity that you dedicated your studies to here at the Mount. Give back generously when you can. And when adversity knocks you for a loop, don't hesitate to lean on those who love you. And when the shoe's on the other foot, be a rock for those who need you. Marcia isn't here with us at her alma mater to watch me accept this honor, but I carry her spirit in my heart, and I feel her love today. Thank you not only for this extraordinary and humbling recognition, but also for the opportunity to revisit a place where Marcia and I shared many laughs, shed many tears, and forged a friendship that has made me a better person in every way. I hope you are leaving here today not only with the academic credentials to bolster your success, but also with the spirit of community and bonds of friendship. They have helped shape who you are now, and they will most certainly do for you in the future. My sincere thanks for this honor and my sincere congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bradley, for those powerful remarks and for all of the work that you do in a very important battle. So, we are very delighted to have the wonderful musicians with us here today. Walt Music with Sheeman Walt on the cello and Barbara Pritchard on the piano. They're going to spend the next few minutes playing What a Wonderful World, which is very timely after those lovely remarks. What a Wonderful World was written by Bob Thiel and George David Weiss, and it was made famous by Louis Armstrong. At this time, while they're playing, think about the day. Think about all of your experiences at the Mount and reflect on how those experiences will influence your future. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. At this time, I would like to invite Alison MacDonald, who is the president of our Alumni Association, to say a few words.
Chancellor O'Keefe, President Bluchard, distinguished guests, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. To our graduates, congratulations. Today is a day for you to celebrate your academic and personal success. I say with both experience and confidence that your Mount education will influence many aspects of your life moving forward. Your professors, your peers, and the greater Mount community have helped form a unique and rich foundation for your bright future. Throughout your time here, your experiences may have also been unknowingly shaped in part by those who graduated before you. As guest lecturers, co-op employers, university staff, mentors, and sports fans, you have felt the impact of the alumni who remain connected to this special place. And I hope that when you leave here today that you will also stay connected. As you are bestowed your degrees, you will also receive an alumni lapel pin bearing the coat of arms of the Mount to mark your membership in the Alumni Association. you will become one of the many thousands of women and men who have come from around the globe to study here at the Mount. Wear your pin with pride. And you will also have received your individual alumni card when you picked up your gown for today's ceremony. This is your self-identifier as a Mount graduate, allowing you to take advantage of the benefits and discounts available to us. Enjoy it. And finally, as you start the next phase of your life, please stay close and keep us informed of your news and accomplishments. On behalf of all Mount alumni, congratulations and welcome to the family.
And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Yeah. I know many of you will want to capture the moment on camera for your graduates. So for those of you who would like to get a little bit closer to take pictures, we just ask the following. The stage, which is marked by blue carpet, is for the graduates and the convocation party only. So please feel free to make your way down closer, but I just ask that you stay off of the blue carpet. So without further ado, I'll ask the Chancellor to make her way to center stage. And I would invite Dr. Anthony Card, our Dean of Education, to come to the podium.
Good afternoon and welcome. Before we begin, a word about some of the medals that will be presented this afternoon. These are the Senate Awards of Distinction. The Senate Awards of Distinction are engraved pewter medals awarded by the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University. The undergraduate awards are presented in recognition of superior academic achievement to the student who graduates with distinction and the highest aggregate. The Master's Awards are presented upon recommendation of each graduate program. The awards will be presented along with the parchments. Chancellor Keith, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for collegiate honours of graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the master's degree. Mount St. Vincent confers the degree of Master of Education on any Anguilla.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Good job. Great to see you.
Manjula Arasaratnam.
Majura, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Deborah Arena.
Deborah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Jennifer Bailey.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Alistair J. Barton.
Alistair, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Thank you. Christine Black.
Christine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Melissa Boland.
Melissa, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Robin Laura Bootlier.
Robin, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Jessica A. Brake.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Denise Broderick.
Denise, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Nicole Brooking.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Jennifer D. Brothers.
Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Great job. Good luck.
Keisha T. Brown.
You have some friends here. Huh? Keisha, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Chantel R. Brown.
Chantal, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Ashley Bungay.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Sarah Burns.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Gillian Dawn Campbell.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Jasmine Chater.
Jasmine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Christine Elizabeth Compton.
Christine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Lisa Cook.
Lisa, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jessica C. Koskin.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Deirdre Christina Costello.
Deirdre, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Barbara Crane.
Barbara, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Elizabeth Susan Crawford.
Elizabeth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Cameron T. DeBay.
Cameron, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Deborah Lee Dixon.
Deborah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Jillian Dixon.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Marcia Donahue.
Master, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Rose Camilla Mary Doyle.
Rose, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Margaret Drover McCulley.
Noisy people. Margaret, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Cynthia Robertson.
Cynthia, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You have some noisy friends.
Helen Iguenu.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Good.
Gina Gallagher.
Gina, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Alison Geddes.
Allison, I admit you the degree of Master of Education.
Ashley Giddings.
It's a competition around here. Ashley, I admit you the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Lisa Gordon.
Lisa, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Pam Goulden.
Pam, I admit you the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Anna Graham Singer.
Anna, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Catherine Harland.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Susan Orr.
Susan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Danielle Honsberger.
Danielle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Kaylee A. Horseman.
Katie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Caitlin Hupman.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Rochelle Hines.
Rochelle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You better look there. That Rex's.
Megan Ann Hines.
Megan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Virginia Hines.
Virginia, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Valerie Yamundo.
Valerie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Izamedi Joe Igdeboe.
Zanetti, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Stephanie J. Eisner.
Stephanie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jessica Jacquard.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Laurie M. Jenkins with Senate Medal of Distinction.
Laurie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck on your Medal of Distinction as well. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Victoria Josie.
Victoria, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Krista Jupp.
Krista, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Gavin Kelly.
Gavin, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Jennifer Kelly.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Elizabeth Kennedy Logan.
Elizabeth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Unno Kim.
Uno, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Shireen Karinchich.
Shireen, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Ditong Kong.
Ditong, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Jennifer Landry Reed.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Michelle Leewood.
Michelle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Andrea Leslie.
Andrea, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Rachelle Lavangi.
Rochelle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Jennifer Lindsay Pond.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Jane Elizabeth Lloyd.
Jane, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Katie Jane Locke.
Katie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Caitlin MacArthur.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Lindsay Nicole MacDonald.
Lindsay, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Luke MacDonald.
Luke, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Tanya MacDonald.
Tanya, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Melanie McKay.
Melanie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Lynn M. McKinnon.
Lynn, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Natalie Diane McClellan.
Natalie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Eric Mosley McMillan.
Eric, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Paula Kate McMillan.
Paula, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Christina Elizabeth Manning.
Christine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Kristen Mansfield.
Kristen, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Sonia Muffels.
Sonia, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Agenti Mathana Karen.
Agenti, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Carla Matheson.
Carla, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Lisa E. Matheson.
Lisa, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Michelle McCarroll.
Michelle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Suzanne D. McConnell.
Suzanne, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Angela Dawn McDowell.
Angela, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Natalie McIsaac.
Natalie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Crystal McKenzie.
Crystal, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Patty McQuaid.
Patty, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Stephanie A. Meisner.
Stephanie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Russia Morogi.
Russia, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. He's over here now.
Joanne Moores.
Joanne, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good work.
Jacinta Marie Morgan.
Jacinta, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Susan Mosier.
Susan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Diana Madrinick.
Diana, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Katrina Murphy.
Oh, that's really bad. Okay. Katrina, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck. Take care.
Leslie Murphy.
Leslie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Kelly N. Murrin.
Kelly, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jacqueline Nazarella.
Jacqueline, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Skatula Navaratanasingam.
Skatula, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Megan C. Neves.
Very good. I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Suzanne Nix.
Suzanne, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Sarah P. Parker.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Chad Darrell Peck.
What's your first name? Chad. Chad. It's so noisy here. Chad, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck. You're welcome.
Stephanie Marie Power.
Stephanie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Gayatri Prabhakaran.
Gayatri, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. And I know you're really happy.
Yes, I am.
Crystal Pulsifer.
He's getting wilder. Crystal, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You.
Sheena Putt.
Sheena, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Danielle Mara Shire.
Danielle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Daniel Christopher Sider.
Daniel, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Laurie Sloan White.
Laurie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Christina Smith.
Christina, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Tracy Marilyn Smith.
Tracy, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Crystal M. Soper.
Crystal, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Jenna Stanley.
Jenna, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Great.
Luana Sultana.
Oh, dear. Luana, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Marjorie Patricia Tapp.
Marjorie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Heather E. Teal.
Heather, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Anne L. Thomas.
And I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Sarah M. Thompson.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Nancy Tuccioni.
Nancy, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with everything. Yeah.
Linda Abani.
We know those kids. Linda, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Go over at them.
Haley Michelle Van Kroonenberg.
This is Haley, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. He wants to hold this whole thing up by yelling.
Eric Van Wicken.
Eric, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Georgina Voltis.
Georgina, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Ellen Warren.
Ellen, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Gareth Watt.
Gareth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. All the best.
Catherine White.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Naomi White.
Naomi, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Shannon Young.
Shannon, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Susan Young.
Susan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Arts in Education on Candy Lee A. Crook-Smith.
The valedictorian, right? Brandy, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. It's wonderful to see you. Okay, all the best. Okay. Yeah. Right. We're going to put a muzzle on him. Okay.
Darlene Lawrence with Senate Medal of Distinction.
This is bad. Darling, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education with distinction. You did a really good job. Congratulations. Okay.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Arts in School Psychology on Christian Hare.
Christian, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in School Psychology with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Great job. All the best.
Michaela Kerr.
Michaela, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in School Psychology. Congratulations. Good to see you.
Jessica McKellar.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in School Psychology. Great job. Thank you.
Joshua Mugford.
Joshua, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in School Psychology. Good job. Thank you for doing that.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Research Master of Arts on Sri Ranga Prem Kumar Marissa.
On behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Research Master of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. It's the first time I've given that degree. Good luck. Good. Okay, I'll see you again. Okay.
Chancellor Keith, it is my privilege to present to you the candidate for collegiate honours of graduation. I attest they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the doctoral degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of PhD in Educational Studies on Scott MacPhail.
Scott, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of PhD in Educational Studies with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. This is wonderful. Congratulations. Good job.
In absentia, in addition, we confer the appropriate degrees to all those presented to the University Senate.
I confer degrees in absentia on those persons so designated by the Dean. Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating the new graduates of the Faculty of Education. We also have some awards and prizes to present. The first of these is the Kappa Gamma Pi Award. Membership in Kappa Gamma Pi Honor Society of Catholic Universities is awarded to the graduates who, in addition to high scholastic standing and a good record in extracurricular activities, give promise to academic leadership in the future. Our Graduates Kappa Gamma Pi Award goes to Sri Ranga Prem Marissa, Research Master of Arts.
I think I just called him String. I think I just called him String. He was so excited, I don't think he heard it. He's coming back for his doctorate, he said.
Prem has a quest for knowledge. Prior to his studies at the Mount, Prem completed a Master of Education at St. FX University and also completed a diploma from the Coady Institute. Prem uses his autoethnography to link his educational life experiences to research linkages between Nova Scotia and Andhra Pradesh in India. While attending the Mount, Prem could be found attending symposiums to further his understanding of politics, gender issues, and the role of women in leadership in rural communities. His experiences on campus also led him to be the conference committee member and participant at the Kasai East Conference in 2018 and the Kasai East Conference in 2019. Congratulations, Prem, on receiving this prestigious award. Our next award is the President's Prize. The President's Prize is a special award donated by the university president, awarded to a member of the graduating class whose energy, generosity, and commitment have enriched the university during their time as students and who show promise that their commitment will continue as alumni. It is with great pleasure that we award the President's Prize to Haley Van Kroonenberg. Haley, please join us on the stage. I'm pleased to present this honor to Haley this afternoon. The descriptors for this award do truly emanate from Haley. Haley may look familiar. While studying full-time, she also juggled work as one of the Mount student recruitment officers. In her role as student recruiter, it became clear that there was a need for supporting mature students, which led her to the Dean's office. As part of Haley's practicum, she facilitated a mature students group where students met monthly to network, learn from each other, and hear more about the support services offered on campus. Haley's studies also helped her grow as a researcher, and using her professional skills and research experience, she contributed to the Kasai 2018 conference with her paper on academic advising structures in Nova Scotia post-secondary institutions. As well as organizing and attending on-campus recruitment events, Haley also musters up the energy and can be found in the fitness center teaching yoga classes to the Mount community. Congratulations on Haley on receiving this wonderful recognition. The Valedictorian Prize provides all valedictorians with a lasting memento of their achievement and contribution to the graduating class. To be chosen valedictorian, the student must have maintained a strong academic record, must have been actively involved in a number of extracurricular activities, either on campus or in the community, and must have been nominated as a fitting spokesperson for the graduating class by their peers and/or faculty. I'm pleased to present the Valedictorian Award to Candy Lee Crooks-Smith, Master of Arts in Education, Lifelong Learning. as an advocate for education and reform in our own country of Jamaica, Candy Lee has earned many accolades as an elementary school teacher and principal. Her students and staff were Candy Lee's top priority, always ensuring her students received the best possible education. When her family moved from Jamaica to Canada to study, Candy Lee wasted no time in getting involved with the Mount community. Candy Lee's determination and tireless energy has earned her the nickname Small Wonder. Balancing family and school, she found time to sit on the University Students of African Descent Advisory Committee, presented a paper at the 2018 Canadian Association for the Study of Adult Education, the Kasai East Conference, organised cultural presentations and tours, and volunteered with the Black Student Society and International Education Centre. Congratulations, Candy Lee. I would now like to invite Candy Lee to give the valedictorian address.
Chancellor O'Keefe, President Bluchard, Board Chair Maguire, honorary degree recipients, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, families, other members of our community of support, my fellow graduates, good afternoon. As I stand here before you, accepting that this is a culminating era in my life, I also face a sobering reminder that I now stand on the cusp of an epoch, a new and very significant beginning. I imagine that this is a similar experience for many of us in this room. We are here because we gave or received support in some form, leading to the success of those we celebrate this afternoon. So please, if you may, assist me with an activity. Let us all think of something or all the things that we do well. Something that we would probably say we are good at. And if perchance we were drafted by Marvel Studios, this thing would definitely be our superpower. Now raise one hand, let's do that together. And imagine that superpower is totally absorbed in that hand. And using that superpower hand, please make an applause. Quite a bit of a challenge, right? Well, turn to someone and both of you, using only that superpower hand, now make an applause. Much better, right? Well, there's a simple Jamaican proverb that explains what happened. It says, one hand can't clap. In other words, one hand cannot create an applause. My personal experience at the Mount is one that is shaped in the love, commitment, and support I received from what I call my people pillars, my Kijiji. And I'm not speaking about the online shopping site. I'm speaking about the Swahili for village, my Komunote, my other hand. When I began here at the Mount, I came armed with my strengths. I was hardworking, focused, very determined, and looking very good for my age. I kept the financial, personal, and professional sacrifices necessary for me to complete my degree at the forefront of my mind. And so whatever my hand found to do, I did it with my might. But along the journey, as the seasons changed, and especially when I began my thesis, my strength was not enough to sustain me. I could have easily changed my name to Elsa, because once I crossed that frozen pond at Westwood Apartment, that cold stayed with me for the rest of the day. I was missing my family. I was becoming mentally, emotionally, and physically tired. I began to feel as though I did not have what it takes to complete the course. But then Dr. Bradley, others, without knowing how I was feeling, reached out to me. That was when I had a renewed appreciation for my community of support. I quickly accepted my one hand can't clap. Those who showed me deliberate acts of kindness became my other hand that I needed to complete my journey. There are times in life when we may see others, or maybe ourselves, we're doing well. We're forging ahead and we're meeting our goals. But even then, there is need for support, for someone who has the strength to complement our own. We may be a Sharian who invites an international student home for Thanksgiving dinner, or a Megan who takes your entire visiting family to Peggy's Cove. We may be a Marilyn, my roommate, who brought freshly churned butter and fruits from her farm at her home in New Brunswick. We may be a Dr. Schneider, who, while on maternity leave, with her baby in hand, reported for a proposal defense so that timelines could be met and someone could be home with their children for Christmas. These were some of my real-life Mount experiences that drove me to this stage today, literally and figuratively. We all need a village, a community, a base of support. Let us, as we move on to the next stage, extend our hands to others and do what we do best to assist. Let us also, while we perceive ourselves to be strong and donned in our capes, to give place to the kindness of others, because they're simply recharging their superpowers by sharing with us. As I conclude, graduates, please take that superpower hand and give someone a high five. Congratulations, you did it. Let us, as of today, rethink the power we share in the human touch. And whether we are on the giving or receiving end, let us never forget we need each other. Because as we heard in our address today, and it is a truth, one hand can't clap. I thank you. Walk good.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending. There is a reception in the McCain Center. Everyone's invited. I was reminded that I didn't turn to this side this morning. All of you are invited. They always find one thing that I mess up on. Anyways, you're all welcome to the reception, and I declare this convocation closed.
Before we leave, I'd invite those of you who can to stand so that we could sing O Canada. And I would remind you after the singing of O Canada that the graduates will leave the room first. And if you could remain in your seats until they have departed the room, that would be wonderful. Please stand.